All right, I don't know about you, but I'll tell you about me. I have had quite a delightful evening tasting whiskeys and having a sneaking one or two drams on the side in between whiskeys. And it has been a good evening. I am at the very last whiskey for the night. This one is the Amrut. Now, I've had some Amruts before, but this is a peated Indian single malt whiskey. I have had some somewhat peated Amruts before, notably the Amrut, what did they call it? Amrut Fusion, which had some Scottish malted barley and some Indian barley, and it was a mixture of the two, and they made a whiskey out of it. But this is peated Indian whiskey. So it says here, made from selected peated barley, product of India, distilled, matured, and bottled by Amrut Distilleries PVT Ltd, Jagdale Group, Kambipura, Bengaluru, 560074, India. Whatever that all means. But I really like how they put the batch and the date of production on the outside. What I'm going to do is pull the bottle out of this really nice tube, and here we are. Amrut peated Indian single malt whiskey, and I'm going to get on this really quickly here. Quality packaging anyway. Now we have a C-shaped thing right here that I can maybe stick a fingernail in if I had not trimmed my fingernails earlier tonight. Here we go. With the help of a knife, I've got this thing done. All right. Here's our composite cork, because natural ones are harder to come by and expensive. So, sawdust and glue for the cork. Now, what else does it say on here? It says peated Indian single malt whiskey, batch number 105, February 2021. Okay. This exclusive bottling of unchill filtered and non-colored Amrut peated Indian single malt whiskey offers the connoisseur the rare opportunity to sample this treasure of India. Well, there you go. On here it's 70 cl, 700 mils, 46% ABV. Distillers for over 3 generations at Amrut. Okay. So here we have their peated whiskey. From what I understand, it's 100% Indian barley, peated barley. What do I get on the nose? I don't seem to be getting much yet. That's because the last whiskey I had was a Canadian and Islay whiskey blend. On the nose here, I don't seem to be getting much. A bit of peated maybe. But I have had several whiskeys to drink tonight. I've had 6, maybe 7. And they were strong. Some of them were strong. This is 46% ABV. Okay. This is going to be my last whiskey of the night. I tell you, I've had some gems to drink already. Maybe I'll get more on the nose after I've swallowed some. We'll see. There's probably a transition of sorts going on. Oh, I'm getting so much more on the nose than what I got on the palate. Oh. No, put that backwards. I'm getting so much more on the palate than what I got on the nose. The nose is quite anemic. The nose gives me very little. Very little. Maybe with time, more of the nose will come out. But I don't have the time for that. I will go back to the palate, as the nose gives me precious little. I'm getting a lot on the palate. I'm getting smoke. I'm getting tropical fruits, mango, papaya, that kind of thing. And tiny little drops. Tiny little trails of tiny little drops going down the glass. But no legs to speak of. Let's anaconda this thing a little bit. And sheeting action. So it's not that thick. It's not that viscous. But it does have a lot of that smoky peated character, besides the fruitiness, the tropical fruits, the mango, the papaya, the coconut. Yeah. Yep. Mango, papaya, coconut, and peat smoke. The peat smoke comes across to me as being quite watered down. It's not as in your face as a Lafroig or a Ardbeg or Port Charlotte or Kilchoman, or even a Kalila for that matter. The peat is subdued. It's like, I'll take a pull on this. And after I swallow, I get a woody, smoking coat on the inside of my mouth. But the flavors that I got were tropical fruits. Interesting. And yes, mango, papaya, coconut, and a hint of espresso. And the hint of espresso comes from the fact that there was some peated malt. It's time for me to break in and tell you what this thing costs, which I realized that I hadn't done yet. Okay, it says here Amrut PEATED $109.99. So let's see what I can do with this. 120 times 0.1 is equal to 12. Okay, plus 6 plus 6. Okay, $18 plus 109.99. 109. Yeah. 109.99 is equal to $127.99 plus the bottle deposit of 10 cents. $128.09. That was not cheap. $128.09. That was not cheap. And it's good whiskey, yes, but is it worth that much? I'm not entirely sure. I will be enjoying this one. And now, there's wood. There's those tropical fruits again. Mango, papaya, coconut. And there's something burnt as well. It's like espresso a little bit. But really, if you want me to tell you about my favorite Amrut, which is somewhat peated, it would be the Amrut Fusion. This is okay. But I was expecting maybe something different. You know, I get the tropical fruits, and then after the tropical fruits, I get the espresso coffee, and then that kind of fades out pretty quick. Yep. I get what I got before. tropical fruits, espresso coffee. That's about it. It's been fun. It's been interesting trying this. Maybe it will open up and get more interesting as time goes on. That could happen. Right now it's just tropical fruit notes transitioning to espresso coffee. And that espresso coffee sure does coat the inside of my mouth. I still don't know how to say cheers in any language that they do in India. So I'm just going to say it this way. Kanpai.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.